can't take it.
Hello, we are from Minerva University. We're all third-year students. It's an American university where we are spending one semester in different countries. So far, we've studied in San Francisco, Taipei, Seoul, and now we're in beautiful Buenos Aires, partnering with UAI and our amazing team in the communications department. We've been so blessed with so many different experiences over the years, and today we want to bring it all together and talk about it, what we've learned about food, sports, arts, music, and architecture in our podcast Multicultural Lens. My name is Ruby Washio. I'm from the UK and Japan, and I study business.
Hi, my name is Dania. I'm from Kazakhstan and I'm studying finance and economics.
Hello, my name is Batarhan. I'm also from Kazakhstan and I'm studying artificial intelligence.
Hi, I'm Mariam. I'm from the country of Georgia and I'm studying business and political science.
Hi, I'm Iyan. I'm from China. I'm double majoring in social science and business.
Okay, so we're gonna start with the most exciting topic, which is food, and Yang is gonna guide us through that.
Yes, food is always a central part of culture. I've been cooking for myself in the last 2 months, and then I realized beef is in a such central place in Buenos Aires. I was wondering why beef, why not pork or fish? Because also Viet is also near the sea.
Yeah.
So I think historically the country was built on the huge grassland, so it's perfect for cattle. And then beef was cheap and everywhere. So and also pork was harder to raise, so they just adopt this diet all the way till here. And then you can see that statistically every year people in Argentina consumes like 73 kilograms per person a year.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Although it drops to 45 kilograms every year, but it's still a lot.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like a kind of meat that is dominant in your country?
Yeah,
Or it's quite
I think
diverse?
we share the love for meat with Argentinians in Kazakhstan, but I feel like it's beef but also horse. I think Batarhan can back me up in that.
Yeah, definitely. I think in Kazakhstan, compared to beef, horse is more central in all of our gathering, and I think it's also kind of related to our history, because we were like historically a nomad nation, and horses were used everywhere, even like in the wars or when we were moving around the country. And
Yeah.
I think that was the most optimal solution for us at that time. And currently we're just respecting those traditions. Yeah.
That's interesting because I never had a horse. Maybe I should go to Kazakhstan.
No, you should try.
I don't know if I want
Definitely.
to.
Speaking of the meat, and also you can't skip asado. It's the Argentina's famous barbecue. But and also it's just not about food. This is also a ritual and an opportunity for families and friends gathering. And it's usually on Sundays. And then someone takes charge of the grill, slowly cooking beef ribs, sausage, and all the cheese. And my first asado experience is in a local friend's house, and then we had like a huge round table of more than 15 people, and then we just had the dishes all the time and talked for like more than 3 hours. I had a fantastic time with them. I really appreciate she invited me.
Wow.
Do you guys have such like family gathering or similar tradition back home?
Yeah, I can talk about Georgia because also Georgia is really big on family gatherings and family traditions and family time in general. We have this thing, it's called supra, and it's basically called a meal in Georgia, which we always share with family. It's usually on weekends when we, like the outside family, like grandparents or your cousins, we all get together and come together and have usually pork barbecue in Georgia, and then lots of dishes like Adi, khinkali, or khachapuri that are like very like Georgian dishes basically. But yeah, we share this love of social gatherings and then drinking wine together with your family with Argentina. I feel like.
That's so nice. But also beyond those proper meals, we also have snacks like empanadas. I'm sure you guys
course.
already ate a lot.
Yeah.
Really.
This is always the top go-to snacks. But also for sweet stuff, we also have like alfajores and media lunas, which I also had a lot. But just like the dulce de leche in the cookies are too sweet for me if you see it from like East Asia standards. Do you guys think it's also sweet, or you eat similar things back home so it's fine?
I think for empanadas, and I think in Georgia is the same, like we have pirashki. So empanadas didn't feel like very foreign. It was like such a home taste. But regarding sweetness, I think at first when I came and like when I was introduced to dulce de leche, I didn't really understand the hype over it. Like everyone was going crazy, like, oh my god, dulce de leche, like you gotta try, this is the best thing ever, it's gonna blow your mind. I tried it and I'm like, okay, but this is like, it's just a taste of home because we have the same zgushonka, and like I think you guys know it.
Condensed milk? Sorry?
Yes, like this condensed milk, and yeah, I think that's why I didn't realize that's like, oh, what's the hype around it. But also in Argentina, like the love for dulce de leche is so much deeper. Like people just eat it with everything. So I was truly amazed by that.
Yeah.
Like I still realize I shouldn't just eat the sweets by itself, because they should come with mate.
True.
Yes,
Yeah.
but like mate was so bitter, so they will be the perfect combination. And although it looks simple, but like how to prepare it in the right way is like a whole skill set.
Yeah.
I also learned it because Minerva hired someone to teach us. They told us how to not burn the yerba. Like we shouldn't use the boiling water. We should use like only like 70-80 degrees of water. And also the tea yerba should be only on one side. And then once you place the straw under it, you shouldn't move it. And also the first person who drink it should finish the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know it before she told me, and then we also share a lot in our roommates. And so this is the whole thing about the sharing ritual. And this also reminds me of the tea culture in China, although this is a bit different because in China people may see this more like a elegant ritual, but then here in Argentina it's just like a social things that you share with your family and friends. And during weekends you can also see people gathering in park in groups and then share mate together. It's a really lovely thing. And then fun fact is that I heard from a local that COVID is actually their first time they can't really share the straws for the mate. So I find it really interesting. And yeah, and on top of that, people eat super late, like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. When I like walked by a while, like they're still eating there. Is it like normal in your country? Because for like my home, we ate like 7 p.m. because my grandparents.
Yeah.
No, I mean, normally we would eat dinner at like 6 or 7 p.m.
Same.
But like I remember with our civic partner, we ended up eating dinner until about 1 or 2 in the morning.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was shocking.
So overall, Argentinian food is not just about taste, it's also about tradition, gathering and sharing. And honestly, all this eating and mate drinking makes me think of how the social life here also shows up in another big part of this culture.
Yeah, I would definitely agree that food gathers a lot of people here, but I think we can't just leave this podcast without talking about the main culture here, the football, which gathers even more people, I would say. I think our journey, although we were in communication in UAI, I think our journey was still full of football. Do you remember how we started like with Amplifica agency and
Yeah.
I remember the
They
moment
were
they
so
announced
good.
it, like Premier League and NBA, such big names in their portfolio. I was honestly expecting like, massive offices and stuff. But when we arrived there, it was just a pretty compact and small creative space, which was actually truly inspirational for me at that point. Because I didn't feel like such big names could be partnered with in such a small space with less amount of people. And I think it also, another thing about that Amplifica agency that really stood out to me, I think, was the way they portray football was not like just highlights of football matches, but they really wanted to connect with Latin American people, which was really interesting to see how they prioritize storytelling over highlights.
True.
Yeah.
I think the biggest highlight of our whole journey here was definitely the match of
Yeah, of course.
Independiente at their home and 3-0. I think the energy there was really crazy. Do you guys have football? Like, how is atmosphere of football matches in your countries?
Oh my gosh. I could talk about this all day because I'm from Liverpool, which is at the moment like one of the biggest football teams. And like when we had the Champions Parade the other day, it was like the whole sky was bright red. People were cheering. They were drinking from like 12 in the day. Yeah, but I feel like the energy here and in Argentina it's very similar. Like when I compare across the two, they've got their own like chants and songs. So, yeah, it was great.
Yeah, the atmosphere is definitely electric. I think another thing was that the football here shows the spirit of Argentina. Because did you guys ever see them passing back? Honestly, I couldn't even count how many times they passed back. They always go forward and they don't look back when they play. So I think this is what makes Argentinian football really interesting to look at. I think another thing, the main thing was the press conference that we attended after the match. I think it was really something we definitely didn't expect. Being in the same room with like big names like ESPN and even like being able to have interviews with players was definitely a highlight. Was definitely something I didn't expect here. I think the last thing I wanted to talk about is how we here engage with locals and sports, not exactly football, for example, but for example our class at university, we attend like multiple tournaments of football here and represent Minerva. We still haven't won yet. I mean, it shows how good Argentinians are. We played like 10 matches, we still weren't able to win them. But how is progress for you guys?
Yeah, like I know football, like football, basketball, and ping pong are also popular in China. But like I personally actually had chance to play volleyball, because I learned there 2 years in the middle school, and I didn't have chance to play since then. So this is my first time could able to play volleyball in a city that I don't speak the language. But I went to the sports hall and trying to communicate with them through ChatGPT, and eventually successfully sign up. And then like luckily the coach can speak English, so we could communicate, but also all the other players and the local friends, they just don't speak English. So every time we just do the body language, like they tell me to block the net or to serve the balls, etc. But like still fun, like you can tell that even we don't speak the same language, but sports just connect us together. That we can share the same happiness and joys.
Yeah, Argentinians are definitely friendly when it comes to sports. They really cheer for you, support you, and try to teach you even when you're like low in football.
You would know.
Yeah, from my own experience.
Minervans will win soon, I hope.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah.
But no.
What else did you want to talk about except for sports?
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like we've got the two really exciting ones out the way. But another thing which I know is so important in Buenos Aires is the art. So, do you want to talk us through that?
Because I think like the same expressiveness that like in football, it applies to art so much. Like I think the big part here is museums. Like I mean, I don't know, because in Kazakhstan museums are there, like we have a lot of them, but just like not a part of your daily life. Like you would go there maybe once in a year. But like I once went to Malba on a random Tuesday. Like you wouldn't expect people to go on Tuesday. And I go there and it's so full. Like it's children, it's elderly people, it's middle-aged, like everyone was there. And people are like actively, discussing stuff. They're like standing in front of the painting, like, engaging in conversation. Like damn, that's like a museum, such a big part of like this culture. And for example, like anyone been to museum night? I think it was like very recently.
Yes, I've been to museum night with my friend. There were so many people lining up in front of the museums. I think people are crazy about this. So I ended up to go to a textile museum, and then we see how they use different materials to make like lamps and bags. They use like tea and like flower tea to make like handbags, etc. I was like, wow, that's like so creative. And I also went to another small tango museum, so I could be able to watch a perfect tango performance.
That sounds so nice.
Free stuff is always amazing.
But like, does the culture is the same as in China? Like this whole museum hype? Would you say it's the same?
I think it's still a bit different. In China, we have a lot of free public museums, but still people who go there is usually like middle-aged parents take their children, or more like younger generations. Like elderlies don't go there much, but like here I also see many elderly people visiting museums quite a lot. And then I saw, like, in general, I think the Argentinian people are more expressive.
Right.
No matter, like, they're dancing tangos, that's just the music in the museum, etc. Like, in China, people might just more conservative and then just be there, like, viewing and visiting.
True. Expressive, because, like, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. It's such a... I think people pride here themselves on being very expressive. Like, they want to be known as a crazy crowd. And I think, like, they just love to be loud. Like, loud in sports, loud in music. For example, recently I went to the concert of Los Fabulosos Cadillacs. It's this Argentine legendary band. And I personally don't know their music, but I just went there for vibes because my friend is a fan of them. And like, she told me that the crowd is probably gonna be more like elderly people because it's very old band, like very legendary. And I was like, okay, so it's gonna be chill. Like, it's just like, you know, vibing with elderly people and like sipping. But no, like, I went there and all of them were crazy. Like, they were screaming, they were shouting, they were going like, oh my god. I was really scared for my life. And it was just crazy. And I'm like, damn, like, people just love to go crazy over things here. And I think it's just like this expressiveness. For example, I don't know, did you engage in any public expressiveness of arts here? Like, would you say?
Yeah, I think except for this type of art, I really had a good chance of seeing street art. I've been to Visha 31, which is a very colorful area. I think it's not the safest, but people there, they're very expressive. True. Especially on graffitis, they use so many bright colors. Like, for example, back in Kazakhstan, people are not that expressive. So even by graffitis, you can tell, like, they predominantly they use like darker colors, like dark purple or even black. But here people use all type of bright. The brighter the better. I think that's the rule that they are using here in Argentina. I think I can even show one that I saw. It was the graffiti of Messi and Maradona being like gods. I think it's the funniest and the most creative thing that I saw here was definitely this graffiti. Yeah,
it's very bold, like, to figure them like this. But no, and I think, like, even except for museum, I think music is also a big part of, like, just people's expressiveness. What would like about music?
Definitely. I feel like the arts topic is so big that we kind of have to split it down into two. But I was surprised, like, firstly, when I came to Argentina, or like even in the Uber on the way here, I can recognize all of the music. Like, it sounds so familiar to me. They're playing a lot of Western music. And I mean, I got so excited because I'm British, and so at the moment we have so many popular artists. I don't know, we've got like Dua Lipa coming. I see all the posters about Lollapalooza in Buenos Aires. There's even like Ed Sheeran as well.
Can we talk about Olivia Dean?
Olivia Dean. Do you guys know any other British artists?
Mostly rappers, I would say. I know some UK rappers. That's about
like
it.
Central C.
Yeah, and also like from like back in the day, like Beatles and other type of artists.
Yeah,
that are
of
more
course. There's like the
the more well-known ones, but
yeah.
Yeah.
But still, I think Argentinian music itself, it sounds very Latin, and I kind of expected, because the architecture is like Italian. I thought it would be more European, but generally it's like very party, very musical. True. People like to dance and socialize, and like there's tango as well. I know a few people have gone tango dancing from Minerva, and also like samba in Brazil. So amazing. You guys should really you guys should go to Brazil because it's just so good. But yeah, so I was looking for similarities between UK music and Argentinian music, because I feel like it's so fun to just make those little connections across things that seem like they wouldn't be related at all. And I feel like most of that comes from the concerts and like the music festivals. We have them all the time, always in the summer. People love to party, love to dance. Even though I think maybe UK music is like quite moody, we tend to use it for like rebelling against the
Yeah.
government or like complaining about stuff. Like we love to complain. But Argentina is very much like the vibes are very lively, and I don't know, it's so exciting because comparing across like the different countries that we've been to so far, I think this one has like the most vibrant in my opinion. I think the only one I could mention otherwise would be Korea because they have so much
K-pop.
K-pop,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and like even in Japan we listen to so much K-pop, and I know in Taiwan it was also like influencing this
Pretty
as well.
popular, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can talk a little bit more about that because I feel like I also expected here to like listen all the time like some like Spanish music, hear it whenever you go in the cafe, when you're sitting down, when you're enjoying. But I've heard quite fair amount of like English music as well. So I'm not
Yeah.
complaining. It's a good balance. I feel like it's a good balance between
Yeah.
the two compared to other countries where, for example, in Taiwan or Korea, wherever we would go, we would always hear either like local music or mostly K-pop.
Yeah.
In Korea, especially, I heard K-pop everywhere we went. No matter if it was a cafe or some like a shop, a grocery
Yeah.
store, everywhere there was K-pop playing. So I feel like
Yeah,
that's a big
that's true.
major difference.
Yeah, it is nice to have familiar things, and I think I definitely noticed that in the architecture, like coming from the UK, I do see familiarity in just like the Italian influences, etc. So, I don't know, can we talk more about that, Mariam?
Yeah, I've been obsessing over the architecture here because I feel like it's not just cool buildings, but it's actually how you feel in the city, how it makes you feel like you're part of the city, how you navigate, how you move around. A lot of it like comes from architecture itself. And I've been thinking about Buenos Aires because I had heard before that it has an European feel, but I didn't really know before what that meant before I came here and I actually saw the
Yeah.
buildings and I observed how it feels European but in a very different way.
Yeah.
And all the different styles of architecture, Italian, French, the neighborhoods and how vibrant, how different they feel. You can have a beautiful like theater building and next to it you can have a building that's sort of crumbling down. And these together sort of like how being a little messy, a little beauty, like together creates a very, very interesting image and a very different image of Buenos Aires itself. And comparing it to all the places that we have been before, to Taiwan, Seoul or San Francisco, each of them I feel like that we have been to has had a different vibe, different feel.
True.
Like for example, Taiwan was more like what they could put together to make it more efficient, to make it more make the space work sort of. Then Korea was a like mix of culture and history and historical buildings. You could see a beautiful old palace, and then next to it you could see a futuristic building like the Dongdaemun Plaza. So it was a mix of both history and innovation. And San Francisco with its beautiful painted ladies and the heels and the I love San Francisco, the
Oh, I miss
Victorian
it.
style of houses
Yeah.
has had this different feel as well. So I have a little question for you guys. Can you think of a moment where any of these places, the architecture changed how you behave? For example, you were just walking down the street of Buenos Aires and you saw this beautiful cafe. Because that's what I had, these cafes and people like enjoying their coffee, and it has just made me feel like, okay, I need to take a little bit step back. I need to sit down and relax a bit. Have you had this moment in any other countries as well?
I think for Seoul, like the skyscrapers, I don't know, honestly, I wouldn't say like I was super pressured in Seoul, but those like they just give this vibe to the city. It makes you feel like, oh my god, like I'm not doing enough, I gotta do more, and just like this whole gray scenery.
Like Lotte Tower.
Right, and I think
Yeah.
it was just like gave those vibes, truly.
Yeah, and since we have been moving around so much and we have been to so many of these countries, let's talk about moving around and let's talk about metro. This is one of my favorite topics when it comes to architecture because I feel like the underground tells you as much about the city as the above ground. So, Tania, you've been using a metro here as well, right? So what have you like noticed here? How is
love the
BA's like metro any different from the other places that we have been to?
I think I'm just fan of metro because we're lacking this in our country. In Kazakhstan, we really have only metro in one city, and it's literally one line with just 6 stops.
Oh my gosh.
And like it doesn't take you anywhere. You just take it as an attraction, like tourist attraction. So literally, like that's why I've been obsessing over metro every city I go. And I think just like Buenos Aires, it's such a like old vintage vibes, and it's such a contrast to what we've been to, like Taipei and Seoul. Because like in Taipei, everything is clean, efficient, and so quiet. Like you literally can hear people breathe or like chew something. Also chewing I think is prohibited, but so it's like super strict. Like you gotta just like stand and not do anything. And like Korea, I would say the same, but also it's just a bit crazier. They're like you wouldn't want to be inside that metro during rush hour. Like rush hour is just you're gonna suffocate. And I think it's just in Buenos Aires, it kind of maybe reminds me of the single line we have in Almaty. Like it's just like in Almaty it's very Soviet style, it's very worn out, like super old. And here it's also like I would say every station has its own personality, like with murals, like with paintings, and just like messy but in a very good way, I would say.
And here's what I keep thinking when I think about architecture in general. I keep thinking that it tells you about what a culture values. For example, for Buenos Aires, I feel like it's the expression and being, as how you were mentioning about the murals as well, being so vibrant. It's about having this expression and also a feel of community. Then even if some things are maybe falling apart. And then Taipei, when we were talking about Taipei, it's sort of values efficiency and making most, and adaptability also to changing circumstances. Seoul is more, how I said, for progress and also the respect of their history. And then San Francisco is a lot of beauty and individuality, even if that comes at the scale of other things like cost of living for other people. So I think that sums up my my reflections about architecture.
But honestly, I feel like it is such a privilege that we are able to travel to so many different countries. It is amazing being able to compare the cultures and talk about it like this, and like pick and choose favorite things about different cities. Like we talked about the metros in Kazakhstan. I never would have expected that. And like I will have to leave Argentina with a pot of dulce de leche and some mate, of course.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I mean British rap, of course. I wish it would make its way into Argentina too. And the architecture, music, everything together. I feel like
can't forget about football.
I mean,
truly.
Can't forget about football. But it is, I feel really lucky overall, and yeah, just very grateful that we're able to bring it all together here with our lovely team at UAI. Thank you so much to everyone helping us put this all together. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much for listening, everybody.
Are we doing our chant?
Okay, our closing chant. Count us in. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Muchas gracias por escucharnos.